Hello, this is a very specific video, probably not going to be watched by many people, but if you've got the Aerocool Cs-101 case and you want to put a CD-ROM drive in it, because some people still need CD-ROM drives, believe it or not, then there's a bit of a problem because it doesn't fit. But as you can see in the one here, it does. So let me just show you how I did it. I'll unscrew this and put that screw out of the way, and then I'll unscrew this, and the drive is connected at the moment, so we'll see what happens when I lift it. I might just disconnect it actually, that might make more sense, certainly be less stressful. So that's it unplugged, so that slides out and then it lifts up like that. Right, now there's two things that I've done. The first thing is I got one of these, which is a Demel or other little multi-tool, and I cut out a little chunk there. I think you can see that, can't you? A little chunk there. What I'll do is I'll helpfully measure it so that if you've got this same case or you're thinking about doing the same thing, you'll know where to put the cut. So from the rear end of the drive, it is 3.5 centimeters, and the cut length, well, I'll put it on that edge there, so it's 3.5 to where the cut starts, and then just 6.4 to where the other cut is. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. I'll bring it a bit closer, and then there's a little, I go in about 0.5 centimeter or so. You can see there if I push that, because you've got a wobbly end because of a little sneaky trick. All measuring tapes have got a little wobbly end. There's a very good reason for that. You can Google it if you want. So there, so it's about 7 millimeters or something. And then similarly on that side, I've taken about the same off on that side as well. So you end up with a sort of a L-shaped little bit like that gets cut out. Also, what you've got to do, which I'll hold up, is this power supply is the Corsair power supply. It's the SF series. This one is the 600 watt one. I've got the box. I'll get the box and I'll show you the box, because it's not one I've unboxed. I haven't filmed the unboxing of this, but this is the SF 600. So SF for small form factor. There's also be aware that there's also an SFL form factor as well for power supplies, and they definitely won't fit because that's a slightly longer one. I unboxed one of those in a previous video. So this actual power supply is 10 centimeters sort of deep. So you think that's going to fit until you plug things in and you find out that it doesn't. So you cut that little notch out, and on the power supply, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I might have to just disconnect it to show it to you. So that's, I'll try and do it. It's a bit awkward because of the way I've cut it, but there we go. And I'll flip that round like that, and I'll try and get some height. So that's what I've done to the power supply. So there's little raised bits there which I've just trimmed off, just there and there, and I've cut a bit of the sort of plug off. So you can release it, but it's obviously not as easy because it hasn't got the bit on it. So I've cut a bit off there, and I've trimmed off those, so that when that goes in, it doesn't stick up too much. I've also had to put the power supply in technically upside down, so the fan is facing upwards, because there's more height there than when it's the other way. If it's the other way up, you're in big trouble. You've got to do quite a lot of sort of butchering of various things. So you just snip that one there, which is the CPU power, and then you put the power supply in upside down, and then when you put, with that little notch cut out, when you put it in, now fits. That sort of push up bit there, that sort of resistance is from the big pile of cables and stuff underneath, but that fits in rather well, and that solves that little problem. So if you've got any questions about that, I'm only expecting about, well, nobody to watch this video. Actually, it's quite a niche little problem, but some people do need CD-ROM drives, and this is how you get it to fit inside this case with a small form factor power supply as well, which is because I'm going to have a bit of a rant now. You'd have thought that it would fit, wouldn't you? You'd have thought that it wouldn't be too much to ask, that the whole thing is small form factor, it's a lovely case, it's compact, that when you put the power supply in, the cables are accounted for so that they don't, you know, so you can actually fit a CD-ROM drive, because it's got a door on the front. So it's, anyway, I'll shut up now. Any questions, any comments, then stick them in the comments. If you like this video and you found it useful, then you can buy me a coffee. That'd be brilliant. It costs you about £3. That's a small price to pay for you know, some of the stuff I do. Yeah, and as always, thanks for watching.